It's time for Wednesday Woo. Hey, everybody, I'm Jim Savage. If you're new here, Wednesdays, I talk about things that are related to spirituality, addiction, and recovery. This is our third week doing the Wednesday Woo series, and to tell you the truth, I'm loving doing this because I'm realizing I've got a gazillion topics. I've already got weeks in advance planned out on some of the topics that I'm going to be talking about. And I think, the reason it's my passion to talk about spirituality and recovery. If you tuned in last week, we talked about what Carl Jung had to say about his thoughts on the relationship between addiction and spirituality. What I'm going to do today is sort of take that a step further. Jung suggested that, he told Bill Wilson, the co-founder of Alcoholics Anonymous, he said to him that the Latin word for alcohol is spiritus, and he believed the same word that's used for the highest religious experience. And he said that he believed that the alcoholic's craving for alcohol is not unlike the desire, in Jung's words, for the union with God. Okay? That can sound a little religious, maybe. It's a little heady, but it's an interesting thought, and it's one of the most central points of focus in the work that I've been doing in addiction treatment for the past 30 years. 2 weeks ago, in my first Wednesday Woo Talk, I gave you my story as a relapsed drug counselor and what I learned coming back into recovery at that time, and how important understanding this spiritual aspect of recovery is. And then again, last week in the Jung talk, I think some of the comments that we got were how valuable it was to separate out that difference between religion and spirituality. And like, in particular, the 12-step program can get identified as being very religious, or have a religious bent to it. And I think that the Jung talk gave a lot of insight into it's a little deeper than that, and there is definitely a difference between religion and spirituality. And at the time, Jung's characterization of using the word religion, it was just the best way for him to put it. He didn't know how to, he was trying to articulate something that takes a little bit more to unpack, which is precisely where I'm going to go today in my talk here. As you can see, the title I have here on the screen, Addiction, What Are We Searching For? As Jung said, he believes that our desire for changing how we feel, he used the term, the craving for alcohol. I think it's more just our desire for changing how we feel is related to some sort of desire for a spiritual experience, but then that doesn't explain why do we desire that spiritual experience. That's where we're going to go today.